Hey everybody, I'm PZ of SpinNerd.com, and today we are here to review the 2R Designs Boomerang Mini Pro. Well, I've got it in both titanium and stainless steel here. Alright, before we get into it, we're actually going to get into a giveaway. And all you have to do to enter this is go to www.spinnerd.com, or you can just click it in the link below, go into the general discussion, click there, and leave a comment about what your favorite spinner is. And right now, the giveaway is for a Tri-Mini Falcon, though there will be different spinners from my collection depending on the week or two that we are in. So go ahead and enter, and good luck. Let's just talk about what's inside one of these guys. They use an R188 bearing that they say is a hybrid ceramic R188 10 ball. Now overall the industry has moved such that essentially everyone is using R188 bearings, and so overall it feels really nice. It feels very smooth. It's just a great bearing. I think the spin is very, very nice. It's very smooth. For those of you that are interested in different types of materials, here I have the stainless steel in this hand. Now it's a little bit heavier than the titanium, so if you're into a heavier spin, the stainless steel is what I would recommend. If you want something that's a little bit lighter, you can almost hear that this is lighter. The titanium is what I would recommend. The difference in weight is actually decently significant. It's probably like 40 something grams versus maybe 70 something grams, so it's quite noticeable. They come in these cool little cases, and if you open them up, oops, man, this is just full of bloopers. I just dropped everything inside that case, but they come with this little card that has like some information about it, some warranty. They come with this little carrying case, so kind of neat that they give you some extra stuff. So I wanted to take one of these apart and kind of show you what's inside here. You can see that this hybrid ceramic R188 bearing is on the inside here, and they've chosen to go with a closed bearing design. Now closing the bearing means that it's not quite as loud, and overall it's a little bit quieter, and most people say it feels a little bit smoother, and I absolutely agree with that. However, a lot of people say that when you close off the bearing, you reduce spin time by about 20-30%, and that's what I've seen as well. Overall though, if you're a fidgeter like me, you're not just going to spin it once and let it sit there and sit there and sit there and watch it just spin the whole 5 minutes or whatever it is. You're going to be mucking around with it every few seconds, and so that's what I found myself doing. So I actually prefer that it has a closed off bearing. I actually really like the fact that it's nice and quiet. One thing that I would like to suggest though to these nice guys over here is that you can see that this bearing seems to have been just press fit in, maybe with some Loctite or whatever else that they use, which makes the bearing slightly harder to remove. Generally you want to remove a bearing to be able to clean it in case it gets some dirt. Now that actually tends not to be so much of an issue since this is a closed off bearing anyway, so you probably don't need to clean it, so maybe that's why they went ahead and made that decision to just kind of press fit it in there. But generally I've been a big fan of the bearing retention systems that we've seen in a lot of spinners of date, where you can remove a bearing and you can change it out however you want. You can replace it, you can throw it away, you can clean it, do whatever you want. And so I would hope that 2R Designs starts making use of a bearing retention system in their future designs. So, how does it spin? So I've got the stainless steel model in this hand, and I've got the titanium model in this hand. Now generally when I spin, my favorite kind of spin is the pull, the one-handed pull, and you can see that no matter where I'm grabbing it at, it feels really nice. I actually thought that, because this design, this kind of clockwork-ish, clockwise type design isn't symmetric, if you were to flip this over, It doesn't look exactly the same on one side versus the other. I thought that it wouldn't work, but it actually works really, really well, because look, I can catch my finger, just put it in here, and that's just really fun. I can also like move it up and down. Some people like to just kind of, essentially, it's like cocking a pistol except cocking a spinner, and that's one of the things that I do too. So, you know, just kind of wiggle it around, which kind of allows you to get more force on the next spin. And this spinner works great for that. Really a lot of fun. You can turn it around, do the same thing. It spins great. The machining is top notch. There are no hot spots anywhere. It feels really, really smooth. It's just a lot of fun to hold in your hand, and the size is fantastic too. You know, it's small. It's not quite as noticeable as some of the other spinners in my collection, and so it's easier to take to meetings. It's just easier to use, you know, and because they went ahead and they used that closed bearing, it's not nearly as loud. The other thing that I really like about these kind of 3-arm spinners is that, essentially, no matter how much you change their axes, they pretty much keep their spin. You know, look at me, I'm moving around, la-di-da-di-da. And they're going to keep spinning. That's actually one of the big reasons that I don't love the bar spinners, is because they have a lot of wobble. And with the spinner, there's essentially no wobble. There's just kind of really, really fun gyro feel as you move this around once you've got a spin. But beyond that, that's about it. So overall, I really recommend this. It's a lot of fun. I think as of today, I'm looking on their website, and sadly, the Boomerang Pro is sold out. But hey, I've got 2 of them. At some future point, join me on spinnerd.com, and I will raffle these guys off. All right, until next time.